Hey Helldivers, let's review the new Lift 860 Hover Pack and the TED 63 Dynamite included in the new Borderline Justice Warbond, starting with just the facts in the beginning, including nuances not covered in the in-game description. Then if you're interested, my hot takes. Real quick, please hit that like, follow, and share, my brothers and sisters of Super Earth, to help support this channel. The Hover Pack is on page 3 of the Warbond, costing you 110 medals to unlock, making it one of the last items you'll get. Once activated, you'll elevate at a pretty decent altitude, with the distance based on what is directly below you, meaning as you move in a direction to go over terrain, your vertical distance will adjust, allowing you to get onto rock outcroppings and more easily pick off your foes. When you're up, you cannot decide to get back down until fuel is depleted, and when you descend, it takes a couple of seconds for your boots to get back on the ground, making you extremely vulnerable during that time. Though you can stim while hovering, you can't dive, so any damage over time you're taking will stay on until the effect expires or you die. Precise aiming isn't going to be a thing while in flight, as your reticle will dance around a bit. However, weapons that rely on an area of effect like the Eruptor can do quite well. Up next, the TED 63 Dynamite, a new throwable with an adjustable timer, which is also located on page 3 of the Warbond and costing you 65 medals to unlock. In order to change the timing, you'll need to actually pull out the throwable, hitting the 4 key on the PC and holding reload, allowing you to change when it detonates between 5, 15, and 60 seconds. Continuing along the mechanical vector of the standard grenades, the Dynamite is similar to the high explosive grenade, giving up 100 damage, heavy armor penetration, and 1.5 seconds for almost twice the blast radius. Now, that seems like you're giving up a lot, but the bigger radius is quite noticeable, something that's fun to see when enemies are nicely clustered together, like, say, during a bug breach. Don't forget, you can still cook this throwable, and the lit fuse will flash faster as it gets closer to detonation, letting you more precisely time when you want it to go off. Alright Helldivers, them are the facts, and if you couldn't give two flying Fs about what I think, I'd like to thank you for watching just this far and ask you once again if you can please share this video with someone, anyone, to help me grow this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, for the rest of you, here we go. The Lift Pack is, in my opinion, the most interesting item in the entire Warbond. More than just a minor side grade to an existing piece of equipment, it offers something unique to explore. As one can expect, the Hover Pack is most potent against the bugs, as they are largely a melee-based faction. But more than the obvious benefit of getting out of range of their claws, the Lift Pack allows you to use explosive munitions on targets that got too close and lets you take on Titans a bit easier. It gives you the opportunity to take aim at the Titan's head while also making it much easier to throw Hellpod beacons on their backs, which tends to stick on their backs. This isn't to say that the Hover Pack isn't of use against the bots and the squid. It is, as you can take advantage of hills and similar terrain as cover while you lay waste with area of effect weapons. When it comes to the Dynamite, I feel it's just a more potent grenade, but it's not really that interesting. Outside of its greater blast radius, which I said is really quite noticeable, its mechanic of changing its fuse time just doesn't have a compelling reason to be used. Those who play Helldivers 2 solo as a stealth shooter will make the case that you can use a longer fuse time to distract foes with an explosion while you're off somewhere else. Okay, sure, but Helldivers 2 mechanically just isn't set up as a stealth FPS. It's a run-and-gun horde shooter with efforts to attack from concealment vastly made irrelevant when you can just drop an airstrike on a group of enemies. Foes will often instantly communicate where you are when you engage. They will crowd over objectives, making it pretty much impossible to complete without combat. It doesn't work on enemies like gunships, and foes will mostly pursue you for extended periods of time. This isn't to say that you can't play HD2 as a Spec Ops warrior or a ninja. You can. It's just rarely worth it and relegated to solo play. Again, I kind of failed to understand the design decision to offer a timer, especially up to 60 seconds. The description says that one can program it for strategic versatility. What versatility? If they have something in mind, can they just come out and make it more obvious? Because if someone with 760 hours of play can't clearly see it right away, I'm willing to bet most won't either. If you've watched this video this far, I am humbled by your support and attention. At the risk of sounding unappreciative, which is the very last thing I want to be, may I ask that you share this video with a fellow Helldiver to help me cut through the algorithmic barrier. Thanks all, and I'll see you on the battlefield.